this is Claudine, and let's doodle together. I'm planning out probably 30 images for my coloring book. I know, it's pretty crazy. I've been getting questions on when I'm going to start a coloring book, so I figured this is a way for me to hold myself accountable. It's obviously going to be food themed, so I'm just going to make squares here. Maybe they're going to be 3, 3, 3. Maybe, yeah, we'll see with the smaller squares. So I'm thinking the way I set this up is I go maybe one square right here. I'm just going to make little diagrams. What I love about working with pen is that I don't have to erase. It makes me not overthink. And it just gets me to, I don't know, like just start doodling. When I work with a pencil, I'm more inclined to erase, do too much, and then overthink. So the pen is a great tool because it just forces you to work with your mistakes and you just do it. No overthinking. And that's what I want this session today. If you want, you can doodle along with me or just have this on in the background. So I have 3, 6, 9. Okay, I have 12. So maybe I'll have 2 pages of this. For the coloring book, I want it to obviously be food, but I want it to have a structure and a theme. And there's so many things that I want to draw. So by the way, if you see me looking to the side, I'm looking through my photo albums of my reference photos that I've taken of food. But anyway, I want it to be like an experience. I don't want to sound, pretentious. But it would be cool if the book were to be like, okay, you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And this is going to stem from my personal experiences as a Filipino American. I was born in the Philippines. Breakfast there is not usually sweet. I noticed that with Asia. It's savory. So maybe the first thing, maybe I'll have like an overhead shot of an egg. Maybe this egg would look like this. And these pages will be square. I think that'd be cute. Eggs, maybe pandesal. Pandesal is, it's our, kind of like a dinner roll in the Philippines. And it's savory, sweet. So we'll make this pretty simple. And maybe there's an open face pandesal over here. And maybe there's a piece bitten right here. That's what I was shocked about moving to America was, of course, I was very excited about cereal. Not that we didn't have cereal in the Philippines, it's just not, it was kind of more novelty for us. And we had longanisa. I added in those like little spiky things at the end, like where the sausage is sealed, but that feels more like European American. Longanisa is a Portuguese sausage, I believe, that was brought over to the Philippines. And it's usually closed off at the end. It doesn't have like that thing at the side. Okay, so we'll just say like longanisa. Yeah, maybe some, maybe we'll end it at that. And then perhaps we'll have a plate right here. And then maybe like a napkin, maybe like a gingham pattern. That's cute, right? Maybe more silog. Silog is sinangag, itlog, sinangag and itlog. So sinangag plus itlog. Sinangag in Tagalog, which is a Filipino language, means garlic fried rice. Fried rice. Plus itlog is egg. So that's kind of how most of our breakfasts are structured. So you have a silog right here. So it's like a pile of rice, right? You have rice like that. And Maybe there's bits of garlic like that. Whenever I make piles of rice, I just make the whole shape of it and I give it little grains. So I make little grains here and then little textural, like almost soft W's or number 3 shapes all around. And then I make little grains of rice on the side. It kind of gives it that illusion without you having to draw all the grains. And so I have the sinangag, which is the garlic fried rice, and then the egg. I love eggs. Need more egg here. I mean, I wouldn't mind a coloring book with lots of eggs in it. I mean, obviously I'm not going to overdo it. These are just ideas. And then you have, it could be anything, but one of my favorites is fish. So it's like a fish silog. Is really comforting for me. So this in the middle is bangus. Bangus is a milkfish, and it's usually filleted open. Or maybe I'll just make it like a, so it's like coloring book friendly. Maybe just like a regular fish like this. Who knows? And then on the side you have tomatoes. So maybe I'll make a tomato peeking out like this. And I learned recently from drawing tomatoes, I noticed that all the stems usually just are 5 prongs, so it's a star, I think, from what I remember. And then maybe a little calamansi, which is a lime, like a Filipino citrus. Oh, I really messed that up. Oh well. Again, these are just sketches. Okay. Fruits. Fruits are usually on a table spread for us, so I can imagine a watermelon. Maybe make this one a little simpler, so not all pages have to be a complicated scene. Watermelon right here. And perhaps some bananas. Maybe make a couple bananas. Kind of have like a weird love-hate relationship with drawing bananas because I don't know, sometimes they just irritate me. I don't know why. Maybe there will be what else do we have? We have pineapple. Usually that's on a spread, so maybe pineapple, maybe lying down, or no, I feel like mango would be more Filipino-centric, I guess. And then there'll be a mango that's cut open here. And you kind of open it up. And it gets kind of tricky to draw, but I've already drawn a mango before that's filleted open, so maybe I'll just trace over that. A couple years ago I made a series of drawing foods that I grew up with as a child, and it was just my way of getting consistent on social media, getting consistent with digital drawing because I was fairly new at it, and I definitely got better at digital drawing. So I have that in my archive and I'll use that to my advantage. So I can just trace over my own drawings, which is not cheating, by the way. Okay, slices of bananas here, maybe one peeking out from the side. I think that's cool. Maybe move this one here. Who knows? Maybe a fruit page. Okay, so far I've got 3 pages. Let's see. More breakfast. I think we'll do like 10 breakfasty items, 10 more like, or it doesn't have to be that. I mean, it could be snacks too. Another snacky item. Ooh, you know what? Spam musubi. There are a lot of Filipino immigrants in Hawaii, so it's pretty fitting. maybe just one whole scene of spam musubi. What if I put a face on it? Should these have faces on it? Is this one gonna be like, oh? Okay, same thing with the rice. Probably make some grains over here. And then this one, because I want people to be able to color it in. I'm not gonna color it in, but I will give it texture for the seaweed. And then for the actual spam itself, maybe just make some directional lines, maybe some dots here and there. And maybe that's just it. Perhaps. So musubi. I do have a more complicated musubi scene that's, it's like, here, I put it up as like a short video from what I remember. So let's say this is a kitchen scene. I called it the spam musubi kitchen scene. So you kind of have this counter and then you're looking out this window. It's as if I wanted to give it a cozy feeling, as if you just got out of the water, you're looking out at the beach, there's a sunset or maybe sunrise or sun normal that's just chilling out there, maybe a beach ball. And in this little world you live in, this kitchen, maybe the kitchen has almost like a woody interior, but like a woody tile as a backsplash, who knows. Then over here you have a dangling plant. So this plant is just almost like a creeping vine going down. And then maybe you have a set of kitchen utensils here. Maybe there's a hanging spoon and a fork. And over here you have a bunch of random items, right? So you have your bowl full of rice. There's a lot of rice going on here. There's a bowl of rice. And you have your, maybe there's a kitchen towel here. Maybe it's a checkered pattern, who knows? Maybe I'll make it not checkered because we already have a gingham pattern over here. And you're assembling your musubi right here. It's just laid out. So you have it right there. That's your musubi. And maybe there's like a can right there. A spam can. And maybe a spoon coming out. I think that's cool. And then maybe like a whole musubi right here. I'll just draw over that. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'll just color this in so I know that's musubi. I think that'd be a cute scene. So, kitchen scene. Okay. Another thing. Let's do a... I'm looking through my Philippines album from 2018. It was mine and my husband's very first like long haul trip together, which is kind of insane now that I think about it. But after that trip, we were like, hey, we still really like each other and we get along very well. Obviously, like, we weren't married then. We were just boyfriend, girlfriend, but we were like, wow, this is rare. Okay, another one. Let's see, I want more fruit. I want more fruit in there. Oh, wait, I know what. I want more pandesal in there. So a snack that we usually have is like a hot chocolate. So this will be a simpler scene. Usually have like hot chocolate right here. Just a mug. Maybe the mug will have a cute design. Then make some incomplete lines in there. And the hot chocolate will live in there. And I feel like this mug, I think it should have some cute like sun, maybe some like sun and stars, kind of like reminiscent of the Philippines flag. I think that'd be cute. Maybe just add moons in there too, just to make it kind of more, just give it a variety of shapes. And I'll make little swirls over here so that it's hot chocolate. And on the side, I can have a piece of bread or toast. I'm wondering if I should let it go off the page. I don't know, perhaps. You have your pandesal right here. Just a toasty bun. Sometimes it's nice to just have something so simple. Like it's not a super complicated scene. Maybe like a spoon jutting out from here. Something that you mix your hot chocolate with. A simple line in the back for the background. Maybe I'll just make like some horizontal, not horizontal, vertical stripes. So you can just color in the background however you want. And then some horizontal stripes at the bottom to differentiate the top and bottom. Hot chocolate. Cool. And I don't have to start with all breakfast stuff first. Okay, another scene that I could think of is I made the scene of my grandma's lumpia. Lumpia is a Filipino egg roll. So it's kind of like a callback to making a bunch of, what do you call that? A bunch of lumpia with my grandma. We would make like hundreds at a time and she would freeze it. And it was just fun. So maybe this one has shrimp. I'm thinking of shrimp. Shrimp. Right here. Maybe for some of these, it doesn't have to be like a coherent scene, right? That could exist in real life. It could just be an assortment of items, and I think that'll be like fun enough. So you'll have shrimp there, and maybe a bulb of garlic here. So maybe it could just be laid out like this, kind of like my illustrations that I made on Procreate. And perhaps, what else goes in there? There's cabbage, there's also onion, but this is already like kind of onion shaped. So I'll put an onion right here so it's not too repetitive in the same area. Maybe this onion will be open like that. What else? We also put ground meat. So maybe I'll make a little styrofoam thing of ground meat. It's gonna look like that. And there's gonna be barcode right here. So it looks like it's in plastic wrap. Bottles of sauce. Here, maybe there's like oyster sauce, soy sauce. Peppercorns. And maybe have the lumpia in the middle right here. Maybe it could be in a pile. Maybe one's bitten. Who knows? The more I doodle, the more I realize this whole thing is, as I'm recording, I feel like I'm pressuring myself to make it super perfect, but I gotta remember this is just a lot of brainstorming. Okay, next, let's go. So this one's a lumpia scene. I think that'd be cool. Maybe let's head more into like sweets territory. I want to make, halo halo. Procreate art. Pinakbet. Ooh, pinakbet. Okay, pinakbet is an indigenous Filipino dish. Oh, this one has okra and stuff. But that already has stuff in there. Okay. That already has stuff that I've already used. There is a dish. Oh, okay, how about this? Popular. Ube. One of the things that I love to draw. So, ube. Ooh, look! I forgot that I already had this here. This is the lumpia scene that I already painted. This is the original for my grandma, so I can just copy that. Oh, there's one with carrots. Oh yeah, duh. Lumpia has carrots. And this one has carrots, and then the carrots will go out here. Right. Maybe this is just a veggie scene too. And the carrot tops will go off the page. Maybe there are carrot coins here. Carrot coins have more like circular, maybe 3 circles would be too much. The circular shapes. There's cabbage. Cabbage is an interesting shape. It's like very round. I'm gonna go over that circle that I just made. Very round. I drew it here actually. And it kind of opens up. Bulbasaur. I'm thinking Bulbasaur. Then maybe there's some patterns in there. Kind of opens up. It reminds me of a clam. Or like an oyster. Maybe, right? Maybe. I want to make sure that I'm on Do Not Disturb. And oh, fish sauce is a huge thing for us. I think having fish sauce would be cute. Fish sauce. Maybe like the Three Crabs brand. I'm gonna make like almost a spidery thing. I mean, it's not a spider, it's a crab. What else? Tomatoes. We already have a tomato at the top, but I want a sliced tomato. That. Maybe another one here. Facing away from us. I don't know how I feel about this composition. Oh well. Whatever. Ooh, sinigang. Okay, let's make something simpler. Ooh, this one. I want to add an eggplant here. Eggplant, maybe there's one sticking out right here with his little eggplant hat. Questionable composition. Oh well. Spinach, salmon. Okay, this one is a salmon steak. Wait, let me. I'm going too fast. I'm gonna go back to the ube. So I have this ube painting back here. And an ube cake roll. It's one of my favorite things to draw. It's just so satisfying. So just a simple one like that, and then I'll have a swirl in here. Then maybe some dots and directional lines only. What else can I add in here? Maybe another slice, because it is just mostly purple, or maybe it just lives there by itself. Like a low pressure coloring page. Ube cake roll. Okay, let me readjust my seating position. ube cake roll, and then we have, I can make halo halo. So halo halo is it's this dessert in the Philippines. It's a mixture of a lot of like sweet beans, coconutty type situations. Like makapuno. Makapuno is it's technically mutant coconut, like in translation. I don't know why. But it's just yummy and chewy. Sorry, couldn't give you any more context other than mutant coconut. So this halo halo has 2 scoops of ube ice cream. Then you have pinipig on top. So pinipig is toasted immature coconut or immature rice grains. Or it's immature glutinous rice grains that's been pounded and toasted. Mutant, immature, I think it's just things lost in translation, but it's just very crispy. It's almost like a denser Rice Krispie. And in here you have a mixture of random things. Halo halo just means mix, or a mixture in Tagalog. So halo halo. You can put whatever you want in there, honestly. But the base is usually condensed milk and evaporated milk. So at the bottom, it settles here in the bottom. And you have sago pearls, which are kind of like boba pearls, but they come from the sago palm. It's gelatinous almost, but it does have a very similar texture to boba, but not as chewy. You can bite through it a lot easier, and it's clear. So that's at the bottom. And then maybe one of the layers in here is like a red bean, like a sweet red bean. Then you have a layer of jackfruit. And then you have some like green and red jelly cubes. And those jelly cubes are makapuno, which I mentioned earlier. And there are some slices of saba, which is, it's like a sweet plantain for us. Halo halo would be nice to have. Okay, let me look at my other illustrations. Let's do some create art. Sinigang, silog, leche flan. Ooh, leche flan. Leche flan is one of my favorite desserts ever as a Filipino. So we'll have this on a banana leaf. Just like re-illustrating some of my stuff. I usually have like this big oval shape. And it's caramelized on the top. It's very custardy, very creamy. Because there's a difference between Filipino flan and other flan that you can get. I'm biased, but I think Filipino flan is the yummiest for me. It is very rich though. Okay, some directional lines, and then just remembering this whole top area is darker. These banana leaves, which we love to place our food on, is naturally non-stick. There's a spoon here with a piece of flan on it. And perhaps a coffee on the side. Yeah. Okay, so I'm sensing the theme here is more like Filipino food, but I want to mix in other things too, so I don't want to make it just Filipino food. I want to add other things. Me, as I proceed to look at Filipino food, what do you call that? Filipino food illustrations that I've made. All right, maybe another thing with fruit. So we could do, let's see, we could do a coconut. So coconut, you can do one like that's like this. A mature coconut looks like a bowling ball. And I can make little hairs sticking out. And one that's open on the side, like this, and also has hair on it. Since it's open, maybe there's a little bit of liquid right here. Right. And what would you normally have with a coconut? What would you snack on coconuts with? Imagining like you're outside, you're at a beach, maybe you're having a barbecue, so maybe, I mean, it doesn't have to be a barbecue, or it can be a barbecue. You can have like some skewered meats. Be like this. Ooh, or fish balls. Oh my gosh, fish balls. This page is just gonna be round. Then maybe there's another one, not fish balls. It's gonna be like some barbecue pork. Right. Make it kind of dotty and char-grilled. What else would you have there? Coconut, maybe a straw, or maybe coconut. I'm like a pile of rice. No, I think dipping sauce would be good with this. So this could be like a spicy vinegar thing. Yeah. So we could have flan, coconut, plus what do you call that? Plus grilled skewers. All right. Next page. Let's make this. How about, okay. I think now I'm starting to confine myself within Filipino foods, which I didn't want to confine myself into. So let me make new squares and just start fresh, but still building on top of that previous page. So 4 here. Squares uneven. Oh well. So 12, I need 18 more for 8. 12. Oops. 16. And this is 18. Okay. One thing that I would include in there is a slice of cake. Strawberry cake. One laying down like this. I'm a strawberry girl. I feel like a lot of people like painting strawberry-like things. Here's strawberry shortcake. Maybe some dots here. Okay, strawberry shortcake. Okay. Another one I could do are, more pastries. Definitely croissant. Okay, so the more I'm drawing, the more I'm sensing a theme. These are the foods that you'd get if you lived in a very diverse city, right? Diverse town. that's the privilege I have of living in California, is everything is so diverse. You can get a wide a range of different foods from different countries, and it's such a blessing, honestly. I'm very, very lucky. Okay, croissant, maybe maybe a chocolate bar on the side, like this. And maybe that chocolate bar is bitten. Maybe it's coming out of the foil. And it's like that. Chocolate bars. And maybe that's it. Then maybe this one will have, so this is croissant plus chocolate. Then maybe this one will be like a matcha. You've got to have a matcha latte. Matcha. So maybe this one will have a clear, so it's going to be clear glass. Like this. It's definitely still going to have that handle. Make a slight outline on the inside so you can see where the matcha is. And it's going to have a lot of cream at the top. So it's going to be more white up here, but then at the bottom is going to be more green. And I'm probably not going to put that in once I make the final illustration for the coloring book. Then maybe have whipped cream on the top like this. Okay, matcha. And then maybe like a little sweet treat on the side. Usually with matcha, you make a little matcha chocolate bar right here. Little square. And maybe to balance it out, maybe one more little thing here. What am I thinking of? Matcha. I'll get back to that. Matcha latte. Okay. Another one. Now I'm thinking of ramen. Oh yeah, ramen. Ramen would be good. Oh no, you know what? I want to make something with bread. Just a pile of bread. Baguette. Maybe baguette sticking out from the side like this. Like French bread almost. No lines right there. Then a slight line up here to cut the top from the bottom. Some lines in there, I don't know. A boule. Maybe that boule is going to be coming out the page slightly. Oops. It's going to have this 4-prong situation. And a Queen Amman. Queen Amman would be crazy. Maybe I will. Camera turned off. Okay, maybe a Queen Amman right here. That. Oh, and then maybe a concha. Just a bunch of bread. And I gotta add my little pan de sal over here. So it'll be encapsulated by the rest of the bread. So just a bunch of bread. Alright, next one. Onigiri. So I had grilled onigiri for the first time. Onigiri is a correct me if I'm wrong, but it's usually like a class of Japanese like rice balls, and this one in particular is triangular. And it has this seaweed at the bottom. You could have different flavors too. Like some of them would have like pickled plum on the inside. Or so maybe I'll draw the ingredients on the outside of it. Maybe I'll draw like, oh, maybe this one's just salmon. I mean not salmon, onigiri slash sushi. This one could have like nigiri on the side. And this one will be salmon. Octopus. Gotta have octopus. Just like an assortment. It's what you would get. Like, just imagine what you'd get at omakase. And then maybe one of tuna right here on the side. This tuna. Maybe the salmon could, or the octopus could be a little bigger. Maybe another thing over here. What other onigiri do I like? Or seaweed? Oh, I can't find my words. Oh, sea urchin. Sea urchin would be nice. Could be another nigiri. Maybe like chopsticks sticking out right here. Maybe another fish sticking out from there. So I could just take up the whole page. Okay, next, let's do, ooh, oh my gosh, strawberry sando. Strawberry sando. These sandos, when we went to Japan, the food was just so beautiful. Especially the strawberry desserts. I feel like, I mean, I can't speak for them, but I feel like the Japanese are very passionate about their strawberry desserts. They're just so beautifully done. So this is that sando. Some dots to make the sandwich, the bread look more porous. And the strawberries are in cross sections. Strawberries here. Maybe we could have a strawberry right here on the side. And maybe just to make it even. Or maybe no strawberry. Strawberry? Question mark? I don't know. I don't know if that'll be good. I'm just testing things out. Alright, next one. Something more with matcha. Oh, you know what? Ice cream. Pancakes. Let's go. Pancakes. I really don't want to be that person, but every time I say this tells a story, I just feel so pretentious, but this does tell a story because it just looks like all these foods would be eaten by someone who immigrated from, the Philippines, anywhere in Asia, really. And now they're exposed to a bunch of different foods and cuisines, and they're just enjoying themselves. And that's what I want this to be. There'll be blueberries here, blueberries there, another blueberry here, blueberries there, and raspberries. Love raspberries. There. More matcha. Let's go for matcha ice cream. Matcha soft serve. Ooh. You can really make this whatever flavor you want. Maybe there's another one sticking out from the side, so you can have 2 different flavors. 2 flavor soft serve. Yummy. Reference photos. Oh, one with cookies. Oh yes, cookies. I love these moon shaped cookies, the almond cookies. They're basically like crushed up almonds. The first time I had it, my mother-in-law made it. So good. Maybe we'll do a gingerbread man right here. Very similar to my paint and sip course that I have yet to release at this point. So if I've released it at this point, yay. I don't know if I like the nose of the gingerbread man. And maybe I'll have swirls right here. Not the gumdrop buttons. Here, and then maybe another cookie here. Like a little chocolate chip cookie. Simple cookies. I really want to make an open face sandwich, or several sandwiches. There'll be a sandwich here. I like drawing incomplete lines first, just so I don't have to commit to the line. And then if I'm happy with it, I darken it a little bit more. So, like that, I guess. I guess so. And maybe there's some lettuce sticking out. It's funny because my husband grew up here, so he's not really crazy about sandwiches, but I love a good sandwich because to me, it's exotic. American food is exotic to me still. Maybe have cold cuts, have some cheese sticking out like that. Then have the slice of bread underneath. Sandwich. And with a sandwich comes a hot dog or maybe a hamburger. Hamburger and fries. Ugh. I love a good burger and fries. Okay, burger, fries, and drink. So maybe this tells an immigration story, right? I start off with eating a lot of Filipino food at first, and then it just keeps evolving into like American, Californian. I'm trying to remember one of the first times I had a burger. I mean, there are really good burgers in the Philippines too, especially from Tropical Hut, which I had my first birthday at. Their burgers, the meat is just insane because it's just like, it's so well seasoned, it's juicy, it's moist. I don't know about you, but I don't mind the word moist. I really, like, I'd actually rather have food described that way. Like, if someone tells me, like, if they can't say the word moist about a food, then I don't know if I'd enjoy that. Okay, and then I use straw right here. Ooh, you know what'd be cool? What if the coloring pages, like, some of the stuff juts out like that, and then the lettuce juts out? I think that'd be cool. Okay, and then maybe fries. Maybe a thing of fries. Maybe the fries are lying down sideways because they're always falling out of their bag. The fries could pile like this. Burger and fries. Pizza. Now I'm craving pizza. Okay, I'm imagining maybe there's a whole pizza jutting out from the side here. Then you could have all your toppings right there. Then you have a whole pizza right here. Right, so you have a whole thing to color in. Maybe it's pepperoni. Then you have other slices sticking out from the side with like different toppings. Cute! Pizza. Different flavors. Tacos. Burritos. Gotta have it. Ooh, ceviche. Burger plus fries. Do I want to make this? Well, okay, first off, I want to get into the tacos. So maybe kind of structured the same way as a pizza. There's an open taco over here. And there's a pile of meat. And there are onions, bits of onions on top of it. Maybe some cilantro. Right? But then on the side, you have a wrapped up taco. This is not a hard shell taco. I mean, okay, if you've been to Tito's Tacos in West LA, they're known for their hard shell tacos with lots of shredded cheese on top. Oh no, now I'm drawing a hard shell taco. But it's actually really good. Okay, forgive me for this blasphemy. That's a hard shell taco with a lot of cheese on top. It's because I was thinking of Tito's tacos. I maybe have a lime right here. There. So I've been thinking of making this coloring book for quite some time. I just didn't know if I had the time or energy for it or even the resources. But I've been doing a lot of research online, and apparently you can, I mean, my sister's done it before. We've worked in tandem before to release a children's book, and it was just for fun, where I illustrated it. It's called Rory Cooks Rainbow Noodles. It's based off of our grandma and how she taught us how to eat healthy. But the more I looked into it, I was like, okay, I can publish through Amazon, and I don't need to... I can publish through Amazon. I don't have to basically front all this money that I don't have. And on top of that, there's a lot of AI books, coloring books out right now, and apparently it's kind of insane. It's flooded the market. So I want to be able to change that. And they're saying, oh, there's a lot of competition out there. I don't care. I just want to put something out there. Okay, maybe give me another folded taco. Maybe one that's a little bit more open, like this. And then have different filling. We could have like some chilies, maybe some serranos. Serrano peppers sticking out from the side. Yeah, like taco and ingredients on the side. I think that'd be cute. Okay, tacos. What else? What else do we have? I keep forgetting about the ramen. Let's get some ramen in there. So ramen, the trickiest part about ramen is the noodles. Anytime I make a bowl of noodles, I get so worked up because I get frustrated that it's not looking right. And then I get hungry. Okay, some chopsticks sticking out. And maybe the noodles, I'll make them more like swirly on the ends. And I'll draw the toppings on top of it first. Maybe I'll just make like a simple stripe on the side for the bowl. Just so you can put whatever decorations you want. So I'll put like the egg, like a seasoned egg here. Maybe a couple seasoned eggs. And I'll have some chashu, so some of that pork. Inside, and then maybe another one here. Add in some corn. I love corn in there. And then here's the texture of the noodles. And I could add other things like pickled radish and all that stuff. So ramen, or just a single thing of it. I'm just thinking of what I seek out to eat whenever I go out. Like whenever I go out to eat my meals. Oh my gosh. Okay. Broken rice. I have a photo of this. I need to search it up, but Vietnamese broken rice is incredible. One of my favorite things. Maybe this whole plate will take up the whole page. And I have a pile of broken rice right here. I don't want to make too much of the rice because I want to put more interesting things in there. Then you've got this pork chop right here. And it's grilled. Maybe it'll look like that, like a bone-in pork chop. Maybe some texture on the side. You'll have, love a Vietnamese egg roll. So I'll have some egg rolls right here. I think it'd be cool, it'd like expose people to different dishes and help them explore like, oh, what's my next dish that I'd probably like that I'd never try. And there's usually like a fish cake here. This fish cake is so good. It's so crispy on the outside and then like nice and it's like a fish ball consistency on the inside. Like very like it's like soft. It's as if you're biting into like a firmer tofu but lots of flavor. And you guessed it, here's an egg. I'm gonna put an egg here. I'm gonna put a fried egg. So broken rice. To my Vietnamese people and friends, I'm sorry if I mispronounce it, but it's com tam. I know that com is rice in Vietnamese. Hopefully I got that right. All right, and then we're having whiplash right here. We're going to go straight American, going back to hot dogs. Think hot dogs. I think it'd be cute with like a mustard and ketchup thing here. Mustard. Ketchup. What'll it be, fellas? Mustard or ketchup? If you know where that is, comment it below to see if you're a real one. This hot dog is going to be sticking out like this. Make the bun a little bit more accentuated. Some dots, maybe sesame seeds on that bun. That hot dog. Maybe I make that like that. Like add the little like twisty ties at the end of the hot dog. Do I want a drink? What else do I want with my hot dog? Oh yeah, duh. You want those ketchup swirls. I think I'll keep this one simple. I'll just keep it like that with the bottles. So ketchup, mustard. Let's just keep it that simple. Okay, what else? I'm like calling to my inside, like my inner voice. My inner voice being my gut, literally my gut. I'm hungry. What do I want to eat? Brownies. cake. I already made cake at the top though. So maybe I'll make something else. Pie. Oh, I love a good pie. Love a good pie. So maybe this one will be just like a simple pie drawing. I'm messing this up. Oh well. And then there's a slice cut out of it. This is the crust. And this is the inside. Okay, and then maybe like, ooh, whipped cream dollops at the top. And then a slice of pie coming out like that. Will it jut out of the page? Maybe. I think that'd be cute. I think that will be cute. All right. And the last thing, I don't know why I wanted to make a Vienna sausages can. Maybe I won't do that today. Maybe I will. Maybe I will, but it's also more, it's more rice. I think I've drawn enough rice. I really want to make one with fish. I want to make a big thing of fish. Or maybe chicken. I haven't put any chicken in here yet. Jollibee. Fried chicken and spaghetti. Drumsticks. Okay, and then maybe like a fat thigh over here. And then a big thing of spaghetti. Spaghetti and hot dogs. Yes, we put weenies on our spaghetti. And the ketchup is banana ketchup. It sounds insane. It's literally just, it's a sweeter version of ketchup. And if you look into the history of banana ketchup in the Philippines, it's actually very fascinating because this woman scientist created it in order to be able to feed the Filipino people during war. And she invented it, and she helped a lot of people get sustenance. So banana ketchup is not just a funny thing. It's also like, it has cool history behind it. Jollibee. Chicken and spaghetti. Okay, so I've got a lot of ideas now that are running through my head, especially that I've put these down. I think this is a great base for what I'm gonna build with my coloring pages. So I would love for you to just stay along for this ride, and it'd be cool to just look back on this video and see where it started, right? And it'd be cool to think or to say like, oh, I saw this video when it first came out. So these are my 2 pages. Started off very Filipino and then went very American. It's kind of a nice surprise to see how the journey of immigration is really told through these pages, or just these quick illustrations, and how they really shape not just me, but a lot of people I know, because food is a huge part of our identity, and I think it's just a cool way to connect a lot of different people. Again, my name is Claudine. Thanks for stopping by, hanging out with me. Maybe if you doodled, let me know what you doodled, and I'll see you next time.